Danny Flexon here for SecondsOut. Delighted to be joined by the unbeaten Omen, Raven Chapman. I always feel like I share the music when I announce you. How's everything going?
Yeah, all is good. Obviously here at the hotel for fight week. So yeah, just looking forward to getting in there now to get the weigh-in out of the way and get the job done on Friday night.
That's Lucy Seklova. Good record. I haven't seen much of her on YouTube. I'm sure you've seen more than me. What can we expect from her, and how are you planning to get the job done?
Definitely going to expect just coming forward, aggression. You know, she's going to want to come here, take the belt back home with her, which obviously I'm going to make sure she doesn't do. And yeah, she's going to be very game and tough. Like you say, good opponent, good record. Haven't seen huge amounts of her. Obviously my coaches have looked a lot more at her than I have, so they've just told me the game plan and I'll focus on what I do on fight night and just do what I do best, and if I do that I know I'll come out with a win.
Do you prefer it when opponents have an aggressive style and you can work off them rather than having to go looking?
Yeah, 100%. I think, when people are aggressive, they come forward, they open themselves up to throw those shots, and that's when I catch people. That's when they get caught with the shots that they don't expect, and that's what I'm good at doing. So the fact that she'll come, hopefully be a lot more game than a few of the other opponents I've had, and it'll make for an exciting fight. That's what people want to see. That's what I'm about as well, giving good entertainment, and I think that's to be expected on Friday.
You've been in position for a little while now for a world title shot. How important is it that you focus on what's in front of you and stay motivated and stay focused on these fights to get to where you want to get to?
Yeah, you can't always look ahead at your opponent, because you've got to focus on who's in front of you, whether you think they're world level or not there or anything else. You've got to make sure you do a good number on them, win convincingly, win impressively, to be able to get those shots further down the line. And every fight is a build-up towards that, so you can't look past it. You've got to treat every single one as if it's the biggest fight of your life. So that's what I'm doing, that's what I'm going to do this Friday. And yeah, hopefully in a less hot York Hall I'll be able to show a few more skills that I wanted to try and show last time, which we didn't quite get to do just because of the heat and everything else. So hopefully we get to show a little bit more about me as well on Friday.
Good stuff. Now, Amanda Serrano's been the target for a little while. She's not the only champion at the moment at 126, but has 3 of the major belts at least. Is she still the one you're aiming for?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, she's the biggest, name in terms of highest sort of peak. She's the best in that division, and you want to face the best to be the best. So that's why she's the target, and obviously I know she's the target of plenty other people in this division, but that's why, because everyone wants to be the best, and that's what it's about. It's about trying to get fights like I've got Friday night, pushing on towards those kind of tough nights against people like Serrano.
And she's still being mentioned, of course, as a potential opponent for Katy Taylor, who we saw get her revenge over Chantelle on Saturday night. First of all, what did you make of that fight? How much did you enjoy it? Yeah,
I thought it was a really good fight, really good testament to women's boxing. Both fighters, Katy and Chantelle, just went for it from the first bell, and you could see the improvements that both of them had made, and it's just another really good spectacle for women's boxing, and just show where we're at and the level it's going at, and that people do want to watch it. The atmosphere in there sounded incredible, sounded crazy, and that's the kind of things that women's boxing is now bringing to the game. So yeah, really just like proud of them both in a way, for trailblazing and putting me in the position that I'm in to get to that someday.
And to put you on the spot, 2 quick ones. 1, how did you score it? And 2, was it a knockdown?
Yes, it was knockdown. I think, if you go down with a shot and force, it's a knockdown, whether it's hurt the person or not, they've gone down. So yeah, I had it close, but I did have Katy winning. I think she just did those adjustments, made it difficult for Chantelle to really get her work going, and did what she needed to do to get the win, but it was close.
And now the talk is of Katy having that huge fight at Croke Park. The names mentioned are either Cameron in a trilogy fight or the rematch with Serrano. I'm guessing your message would be, leave Serrano to me.
Yeah, I guess so, essentially. Obviously for them and for Katy, both of those fights would be incredible fights to watch. I do believe if I was to fight Serrano, it would be up there as well with those kind of fights as one of the best women's fights of all time, because our styles will just gel amazingly, and I think it'll be an amazing fight.
And that's likely to take place at light welterweight again. We know Katy's gone up and down the weights a little bit. We've got a press conference also today in Liverpool Street, I believe, for Natasha Jonas and Michaela Mayer, two natural lightweights, you would say, but fighting for a welterweight title. What do you make of all that? And do you see yourself going up in weight at any point in the future?
I think it's just one of those, like the pool in women's boxing isn't necessarily there, so those elite level women that want to go for the world titles can sort of go up and down, especially those ones that are slightly bigger weight. Obviously, once you get above sort of super lightweight welter, there's a lot less there, you know, when you're kind of bantam, super bantam, feather, that's the main pool of where the women are at. So I think moving up and down is just a way to get the belts, and yeah, it's not something I'd ever rule out doing, moving weights. Obviously, there's been talk of it before. I'm good at featherweight for now. It's definitely the weight that I'm natural at. But, you know, there's always potential to move up in the future, for sure.
When you see some of the bigger names at the higher weight classes, does that kind of turn your head a little bit? Do you think, well, you know, I know my best weight might be featherweight, but if I really want to make the big money and get the profile, I might need to move up?
Yeah, it can do. Like I always said, if I was to move weight, I'd go up to super feather. Changing weight, I think I'm strong at feather and I'm strong at super feather as well. So they're the two weights for me. So if I did go up, I'd definitely eye up that division a bit.
And what do you make of the Jonas-Mayer fight, albeit at welterweight, but you know, seemingly physically quite well matched? But what do you make of that? Who do you see winning?
Yeah, I think it's a really good matchup. Obviously, two big names in women's boxing at the moment, both vying to get the world titles, and yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I don't know if I've seen Michaela against the southpaw, so that'll be interesting to see how she copes with that. And obviously, Natasha Jonas now, she's a little bit older and stuff, so wants to make the most out of her career towards these end bits as she can and get in the history books. You know, that's probably her aim at the moment. I'm presuming, and I don't blame her. That's what it's about.
I saw a press release yesterday from Boxer about Caroline Dubois saying she wants Katy Taylor, give me Katy Taylor now, that kind of thing. And obviously Katy's probably not going to look at that fight because she's got those huge fights, she's a massive name. You're in a slightly similar position with Serrano. How do you convince her or her team that you're the right opponent? Because obviously you're playing to win for a start, but also the fact that, you know, she could make big money against some of these other names, if you like.
Yeah, probably, like I say, just the fact that it'll be a good fight, it'll be an exciting fight. It's someone in the weight category, you're not changing, moving up and down, and you know, you're the champion at it, you've got to defend your belts against the up-and-comers at some point. So that's kind of, you know, the way it is. I think, you know, in the men's you can't really do it, so why should you be able to do it in the women's?
Great stuff. Raven, really appreciate your time, and yeah, best of luck on Friday night.